Yeah, I think the recordings, I'll make sure to add them to the community. So
Okay.
you can feel free to just hop on there and uh, review them. So
Well, and I'm not going to be part of this group that you started, that you're starting for the coaches. I think it might fit me better a little bit later on in my career develop in my business development. But have you had a good response so far? Have you had some interest? I hope.
yes, yes. So I mean, I planned it to have to fit like 8 coaches.
Huh?
So far I've filled 5 of the seats.
Great.
And I think that's a good mix to do it for like a first one. Everyone's been like an organic or like referral, and it's all
Mhm.
people that Suzanne has connected me to. And so I think that's a good starting point. And then just to kind of get some feedback, roll it out, and then the next iteration would probably be in January. So really pushing for that to be the first one where it's people coming in that I'm not already connected with or that may have found me through other channels. So,
Mhm. That's
so
great.
yeah.
Because I think
So
I saw her promote it on something recently and was
yeah,
hoping
I think she
for
sent out an
visibility.
email to her list, which is pretty extensive. So
Yeah.
that got some eyeballs on it.
Good.
So yeah. But yeah, do you guys have any items to discuss or any questions that I could help with to start, or just anything going on that I can help with?
I usually
Um,
show up. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, Bonnie's a much more active user than I am. I usually just show up to listen and see if there are things I can pick up.
Right. I mean, that was kind of part of why I wanted to start this, because a lot of times, when you have someone else that's going through the motions on a day to day, you can pick up different things that they're doing and kind of implement, and vice versa. And I mean, it's great that you guys were able to connect and set time one on one now. So that was another part of why I wanted to start doing these sessions. So,
Mhm.
and then what I can do, I think, as I start to get more feedback, what I could do so that you can still join a few sessions is maybe do like another day, like Wednesday every other, like the second and fourth Wednesday of the month or something. So
So
that
I
way,
don't want to mess up any routine you have though. I mean, I
uh,
appreciate it, but I also don't want to throw things, make it more confusing for others.
gotcha, no worries. But yeah, so I'll kind of keep that in mind and let you know. But yeah, so um, I guess I'll kind of direct this question more to Bonnie. Is there anything in your day to day that as you've been using the platform recently, that you need help with, or that I could answer any questions on?
My biggest question is how to um, grow hours in my day to be able to use. It's like, so any rate, and you euphemistically said how I use it more often. Well, the reason I come to these things is to get me motivated to go
Okay,
use it.
got
And
it.
then I get all excited and I know exactly what you're saying as you go through it. And then we click off and we leave the meeting. And
Hmm.
then it just, mm, it's hard.
No, it makes sense. So as far as the growing the hours,
Mm.
um, can't exactly do that from, I'm not equipped with the magician skills to actually be able to, expand the number
Oh,
of
come
hours,
on,
but
Shaw. Come on, you can't do
uh no, but the what we have done, I think that's where the virtual assistant agency comes into play, where
that.
the way I look at what we offer is we're we're not necessarily selling business growth, or we're not giving you an employee. We're essentially selling back your time at a discount. And
Mm.
the exercise I like to go through is, okay, I'll ask both of you, what's an hourly rate that you would like to set for your time? There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. I will tell you if I think it's too low.
Well, I always go too low.
Okay, so I mean, in recent exercise or conversations you've had, what's the hourly rate that you've set for your time?
I typically charge $80 an hour,
Okay,
but I have
Charlotte,
I
how
have a
about you?
specific reason for that. So
Well,
Okay.
and I don't do one-on-one stuff. I charge for companies. So like a
Right.
2-hour presentation might be $1,500 for a
Okay.
group of 50 people. So I don't know.
Right.
I haven't done the backwards math of the 1,500 divided by 2 hours divided by 50
How many
people.
people? Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're just using that raw math, $1,500 for 2 hours, that's $750
$7.50
per
an
hour
hour.
of your
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Yeah. And so
When I'm in front of groups.
right.
Mhm.
Okay. And so the logic or the math that we're using is, okay, if you're assigning a value of $750 per hour of your time, and there's tasks that you're doing that can be outsourced for $15 an hour, doesn't it make sense to buy back that time and not have to spend hours of your day when you could be making $750 per hour?
Yes, absolutely.
So, at that, I mean, that's what, 15 divided by 700, that's like 2%, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
So, yeah.
Mhm.
So we're selling your time back to you at 90% of a discount.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and then, for Bonnie, that's, that percentage is a little bit lower. I think you should charge more per hour, but even then, that $15 to free up the ability to make $80 per hour is a pretty big
Mhm.
discount. So I didn't say all that to kind of try to sell you on that service, but that's how we've kind of positioned ourselves to like look at how to grow your coaching business and how to free up those hours that you could spend on other tasks.
Mhm.
By assigning that responsibility in the day-to-day management of LeadBuddy to a virtual assistant, and then you focus more on the strategy and growing your business.
And I
Mhm.
was actually a virtual assistant for 5 years,
Okay.
many years ago for, I had a friend that started a nonprofit in Guatemala. And so he and his family were living in Guatemala, and I was in North Carolina doing and it was literally only about 5 hours a week, but doing, some of the records, some of the banks, some of the, I got to balance bank statements in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. So that was fun, but, good thing for Google. But yeah, I mean, I understand and then I did it for somebody else temporarily before I decided that I really wanted to own my own business. I didn't want to be I didn't want to be the virtual assistant anymore, but I definitely get the value of them. And
Mhm.
hopefully when I get to the point where I'm having a few more of those $1,500, jobs, then, I'll have some income to actually help cover that cost.
Right. Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, I wish I could afford it right now, but right now I've got a few other things that are
Right.
priorities.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe even one step is the two of you could go in on a virtual assistant together, like allocating 10
Yeah.
hours a week per each of you.
We could
And
do
you know,
that.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's an
whenever,
interesting concept.
yeah.
Mhm.
And if the virtual assistant's versed in both of your businesses, and
Mhm.
you guys are collaborating on the side as well, it just makes it a little bit easier to
Mhm.
collaborate as well. So yeah,
Right.
just something to
And we
consider
both use
whenever.
the WordPress, you know,
Yep.
the WordPress platform within LeadBuddy. So
Yep, exactly. The platforms they're using are the same, so the learning curve is pretty minimal.
mhm.
So yeah.
So
But
flipping the question to you, Shaf, based on where we are in our businesses, what do you recommend us focusing on from the LeadBuddy perspective? Like, where would the smartest use of our time be? Would it be building the CRMs? Would it be making the website changes? What do you think is smartest?
yeah, so I think to answer that question, I kind of have to understand right now whether outside of technology stack, whatever you're using, what is the easiest way to get in front of your ideal client profile? And then once I understand that, I can kind of better answer what that looks like from a tactical standpoint within LeadBuddy.
Well,
So
and unfortunately, I'm still trying to fine tune the answer to that question. In other
okay,
words, trying to get in front of more people, virtually and in person, and have more of those conversations. And I'm going through a program with Suzanne right now it's an accelerator program about outreach and contacting, potential referral people as well as potential clients. So
right. And I
I
think
need
we were
to
on a
those.
session together either last week on Thursday, was it?
Maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
They kind of all run together to me,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. And so my cousin and I, who's a business partner in my consulting agency, we've been doing something similar with a brand strategy call that we offer. And part of that is understanding, okay, who's your ideal client profile? What is your actual brand? What is the messaging that you're using to attract these people? What is your irresistible offer to them? And then, we start with, okay, these are your main offerings. These are the things that you do. This is how you offer them to your clients. These are the formats that you do it in. These are the end results. This is kind of where you're guiding them from like their current, let's say, valley of despair is the term that we use, the state that they're in right now, to the desired end goal, and then using your offer as a vehicle to get them there, and then taking all of that and then packaging it as a irresistible offer that is just a no-brainer to them. And so once we identify that, that kind of crafts all of the messaging, the lead magnets, the funnels, the email nurture sequences. All of that stuff is an easy byproduct that can be created through AI, through a virtual assistant that's designing all of that stuff, and just plugging it into LeadBuddy. So.
Now, just to ask a clarifying question, with that idea, do your target clients, are they problem aware or problem unaware?
I would say, so my ideal client or your ideal client in that scenario?
Well, mine, I think, tend to be more in the unaware. And so that's why I'm trying to figure out how to change my messaging to let's talk about the problems it's causing to get their attention to say, yeah, this might be a problem.
I would say they're kind of somewhere in between. Like I would say they're relatively problem unaware. They realize that there is something wrong with the business, but they can't identify the source of it. And they might be thinking of it from a completely different perspective.
And I think a lot of my targets are in that place. So I don't know how to get their attention and try to shift, okay, consider this area. Because honestly, a lot of them probably haven't even thought about it.
Right. Yep, that makes sense.
Okay.
And so there's certain, I think, common factors that you can see, like, okay, is your revenue plateauing, or has it plateaued at a certain threshold over the last 2-3 years and you're seeing stagnant growth? Are there certain like metrics like employee turnover?
Employee engagement and turnover is a huge indicator.
Yeah. So there's certain things that if you can identify those, you can kind of craft and lead your messaging with that.
Okay.
And I think that'll subliminally or subconsciously attract those people and then make them understand what the problem is and then how you can help solve that.
Okay.
So, and that's another thing that I think my cousin and I can really help with. And so, we can line up a call, or I can send over the information for that offer to you.
Okay. Yeah, I want to get through this accelerator with Suzanne this month because that's just, she kind of wants us focused on not too many areas. I mean, you've worked with her, you know that. So I will make a note of that to, because I definitely want to talk about some website updates and things like that. So we'll set up a separate call maybe after August.
Okay, perfect. No rush. Yeah, Suzanne, my cousin and I had a conversation about how each of these offers that we have kind of plug into each other, where Mashur, who's my cousin, his offer is really an input for my accelerator, and then my accelerator is an input for Suzanne's accelerator. So it kind of all feeds into each other. So we're figuring out how we can put all those pieces together. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And Charlotte, I think with LeadBuddy, what would be a natural fit for you is using the courses and the webinar. So, because you're trying to get in front of companies in person, right? Well, what if you recorded it, recorded what you're talking about, your presentation, and offered it as, at a different rate, at a different cost.
Like a preview.
And then, I mean, it's better if you are in person, but I understand that it's not always possible. So this is something that I offer for those companies. And then that way you have a wider reach too, because they can be anywhere.
Yep. And it was kind of, those are my thoughts for later down the road, but maybe I flip it to use those as an attractor, to ask, to like as a lead, not a lead magnet per se, but to get their attention, and to maybe even give them the first video to say, look at this, and then try before you buy.
Right.
Or ding a little carrot in front of them.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And as for the unaware, a questionnaire, a simple, just a 3, 3 or 5 question questionnaire, and have you considered,
and I've actually already done an outline for that, which was one of the things I was going to talk to Shaf about, when we talk about web updates, because I thought that might be a good a lead magnet, to pull in people, but I could also use the same concept. And actually, let me ask you that, from a technology basis, I understand the concept of having a lead magnet on a website, and I would need to talk through how we produce that. But can you build a survey in LeadBuddy that is tied to the website, but that I could also share on LinkedIn or social media? Is that possible, or is that a way we could do that?
Yes. So we could build a survey directly within LeadBuddy. We'd create a unique subdomain for that. So let's just say survey.thecommunicationadvantage.com.
Okay.
Or if we had a e-magnet that the survey was on that page for, so it would be ebook.thecommunicationadvantage.com, and then the survey would be at the beginning of that. Once they complete it, then they get the ebook or whatever your freebie is.
Yes.
So.
And I haven't thought about that, because I've thought about putting it as a lead magnet on the website, but then I like your idea, Bonnie, of having it as a freestanding thing that I could promote, that they didn't have to go to my website to go through that. Right. Okay, I need to write this down.
Technically, they are going to your website because it's going in the back door.
Yes.
And so it's a separate page.
Yeah. But that's not
connected. It's not. It's not on the regular menu.
Yeah, they don't have to go to the front, if that's what you call it.
It's like a sideshow kind of thing.
To get to that survey. So maybe I'll move that up on the priority list too. See, y'all are giving me so much more to do.
I know.
As if I don't have enough, but yes. But now I get it. I like that idea, Bonnie. Thank you. Survey.
Because in that way, the people that, oh yeah, I'll take this survey. I'm, everything's fine and dandy. But then they're like, oh. Perhaps not as rosy as we thought.
Right. Well, thank you for those ideas. Because again, those were kind of down the road, but maybe if I pull them up, they'll start attracting more of my targets, which is what I'm trying to figure out how to do.
Right.
Right. And just because you do it this way now doesn't mean you can't do an expanded version later, or a different focus later.
Right. Yep.
This could be like your little guinea pig.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what business ownership and entrepreneurship is all about anyway?
I mean,
constantly pivoting.
To figure out.
Yep.
That's what makes it so fun and aggravating.
Yep.
Yes.
And annoying.
I'd go with this, the third, second and third, but yes. All right. See, I always get nuggets just from other questions, so great. All right. Good call.
Okay, what else?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want to tie up your time. These are all already, you've given me.
You said you wanted to talk about website updates.
Yeah.
But later, I mean, he and I can do that one-on-one, because I'm going to ask about adding, actually, I've been trying to update my Google My Business, and I know this is not related to LeadBuddy, but it's based on some stuff that shared with us
Right.
about getting, like you had shared, I've got some previous teaching speaking feedback that I got.
Clients. Okay.
I've been trying to add some photos, but like it added them in a weird order and wouldn't let me rearrange them. And I finally took out all the photos and just left my logo in that main place. Is it important for me to add photos of me, speaking to people or leading a group, or is that a big deal? Because if not, I'll leave them off. It just
Is this on your, are you talking about on your Google business profile?
Mhm.
I think it doesn't hurt. I think it helps in the sense that when they go search for your business on Google, they see your face. Because your brand is so tied to you as an individual, then I think it is beneficial to have photos of you at events or speaking engagements.
Okay. Okay.
I can't find your Google business profile for some reason. Let me share my screen and
Let
see
me
what
pull it up, and maybe I haven't published it, or I don't know. I mean, I've got it, but I can send you the link if
Yeah, if you could send me the link to the
mhm.
to the profile, that'd be great, because can't find it, and we definitely want to make sure it's visible or easily accessible.
Well, and I'll
Those
send
pictures of you
that.
speaking, those would go on the page, your landing page for your survey.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so I am chatting message. Yep. I don't even know what this page is that I
Okay. Oh, you sent a link. Okay.
yeah, but I don't know why it's not cleaner than that. So it just
Oh.
shows on the right. And so here on the right, I tried to add a bunch of photos under the C photos. And again, it wouldn't let me, when I was managing the photos, it wouldn't let me move them around. And so like I only wanted the logo the first, but I haven't gone back in to add them. I just wanted to ask your opinion about whether to add them back in.
Yeah, I think it definitely would be a
Okay.
good idea to have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this isn't something that I necessarily specialize with, but there is like, a whole SEO component to this. And I do have someone that specializes in that. I can make an introduction if that's something you'd be interested in, just broader SEO as a whole, just driving organic traffic to your website whenever people are searching for, the things that you're posting about or that you're an expert in.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
If you want an introduction, just please let me know and I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. Again, a little bit later. I mean, in other words, I'm trying to add
everything's all about timing. Yep.
Strategically. And so, yeah.
Yeah, me with I'm going to be updating my website too, because I'm finding that I'm shifting my focus a little bit. And so I don't know that my website really speaks to that. So
Gotcha.
I'm still trying to decide.
What are you shifting toward?
As you and I spoke, that communication and conflict coaching rather than, I mean, it still does fit because I still want to limit to small business professionals. So, so in a way it's okay, but it could be better. It could be better, but it'll have to do for now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's see. Anything else on the website front or?
No.
No, I think
not for now.
I'm still gonna, yeah, not right at the moment, but I will be needing one of those landing pages for the promotion I'm doing, but not now because I'll forget it.
Gotcha. No worries.
Is this our week to meet Bonnie? I've got you
It
on my
is.
schedule for Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, and I actually have it on the calendar this time. So we'll talk more about that.
Okay, on Thursday. You can tell me more.
All
Gosh,
righty.
thank you. You always end up answering like a lot of non-LeadBuddy type things, because like the Google My Business, I didn't remember you had suggested that earlier in one of the calls, and one of the problems I was having, but I think I found there's in the businesses, there's nothing that says business training or communication training. I just put business to business service because I couldn't find anything that fit better. So I guess if that's okay, if then I explain in the text what I actually do.
Right. And then another thing is, I think this will help with the SEO part of it. When you use LeadBuddy to post on LinkedIn or Facebook, you can also use it. You can select to post to your Google business profile as well.
Oh,
And so
okay.
those posts and updates really help with SEO.
Okay.
So yeah, Google will definitely reward more the profiles that are more active and posting to their GBP. So
Great.
anytime you're posting on Facebook and LinkedIn, I would absolutely recommend you push it out to Google as well.
So you can do whatever post I'm putting on LinkedIn. I can also post it to that. Does that
it's
include
just
video?
another checkbox. Like, let me.
Can you show us that?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
And is
Because
there
I
a
don't
limit?
have mine linked, mine hooked up to Google. I don't believe.
So
That would require that I post more. Dang it. Dang it.
All these things are tied together.
All right. What window am I sharing? Nope, that's the wrong. Let's see, Chrome. Okay. So, if I go into marketing, I go into social planner, I hit new post. I can pick, that's my Google business profile, that's the Facebook profile, and LinkedIn. So just by just picking one more, it's going out to all 3 channels as opposed to just Facebook and LinkedIn. And it allows you to customize it for each one too. So if there's certain things that work better on Google, you can make modifications to that.
So let's back up a step though, because I don't think I have my Google tied in right. I've got LinkedIn, I've got Facebook and all that. Where do we link the Google My Business?
Yeah, so then you would want to go into settings and then integrations, and then you would just connect here. Oh, where did it go? Let's see here. How do I close this?
Google account, Brooks Coaching.
So yeah, it's connected.
Oh, it is?
Yep, you just
yeah, okay.
Yeah, your phone number is just not connected, but yep, it is.
All right.
So yeah, you should be all good to go there.
Sweet.
Cool.
I'll start doing it. I didn't realize you could post to Google.
Oh yeah.
Either. And can you do the same formats, video,
yep.
Photos, charts, that kind of thing too?
Yep.
Okay.
And that is very, because most people don't know about it, and so it's very unsaturated real estate where you can do that and then get ahead of your competition.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
All righty.
Well, that's great for me. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to take your whole time. I mean, the whole hour.
No worries. But yeah, I will record, or I'll upload the recording to the community, and so you have a recap of that. And if there's any questions that come up, please feel free to reach out. And then I guess I will see you guys on another session soon.
Yes.
Very good.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. See you Thursday, Charlotte.
See you Thursday.
Bye-bye.